my morning voice on. Let's go.
I know, dude. It's so early,
I
bro.
was telling my boys last night from First Warn. They're like, "What do you? We'll pick you. Sleep in. We'll pick you guys up." I was like, "Sleep in." I was like, "Yo, my homie's coming down at 7. We got this
Dude,
podcast lined up."
what time do you normally wake up?
I'm an early morning guy anyway, so I'm up like 5:30,
Okay.
5:15, 5:30 in the
But
morning.
you're in, so is Arizona on Mountain Time or West Coast time?
Dude, so it's Mountain Time. Shit, I always confuse it though because I live in Colorado part time too. It's either Mountain Standard Time or Mountain Daylight Time.
Those are different?
One is one and one is the other, and it's because Arizona doesn't do daylight savings time,
That's right. Oh,
so we just got
yeah.
this weird time zone classification.
You guys are doing it right though. Everybody should be doing
I
that.
mean, honestly, what's the point at this point? Like,
Like we don't operate by candle anymore.
right?
Most of the country isn't farmers. Yeah, man, we shouldn't be changing the clocks. So then this is only an hour difference for you then, not two. So that's good.
No, we're 2 hours.
Oh, are you guys 2 hours?
Yeah, 2 hours
Oh,
off.
okay,
Yep.
okay. So yeah, so this is early for you then too.
Yeah, it is.
Oh shit.
Nah, I don't mind it though.
I've been up since probably 4:45.
Okay,
Dude, I wake
is that
up.
normal for you?
Yeah, dude. I wake up. I teach jujitsu at 6 a.m. every day. So
Oh, so you got to be fired up by it.
yeah, dude. I'm usually up and ready to go. I'm an early riser. Like I've already done my first workout, took my cold shower, did my 10 minutes of visualization. I haven't read yet, but I've knocked all that shit out.
Awesome.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, I love that. That's why I've started waking up earlier, is like to build in more of a routine like that.
Yeah, I always feel better whenever I have like a solid morning routine. It just sets the tone for the whole day.
Dude, I heard a guy make a really interesting analogy to it, and he was like, doing your morning routine is like putting on your spiritual armor for the day.
Mm.
He's like, if you think about it, we're going out into the battle every day. Every day we're
Yeah.
going, like, whatever our purpose is, whatever our mission, whatever our path. It's a journey, it's a struggle for all of us, right? And so, if you think about it, a soldier would never go into war or into a battle without first putting on their armor. So the best way to
Yeah.
start your day is to set the mind, set the frequency, set the vibe for the day, and put on your spiritual armor in that first 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah, yeah, dude, that's so true. It is true, man.
I was like, oh shit, that puts it right into perspective.
That's
Like,
a good analogy, man. That's a real good analogy. So, do you have like a morning routine? I think we talked about this some last, but I mean, life's been crazy, dude. Last
it's,
time you were living here in St. Louis, and now like you went to Florida, and you had a killer season, and then we were just talking a little bit before, and now you're back in Arizona though, with family. So, like, what's like your morning routine looking like right now?
man, and I'm just hammering down a more extended one. So for the longest time, it was just 5 minutes of first thing when I wake up. I try not to touch my phone for the first 15 minutes. That's like a new one in the last year.
It's a good move though.
Yeah,
It's
dude, it's
hard.
so good though, so good, man. Just I won't get into that, but it's just a completely different frequency for the brain to start off. But
Yeah.
so I'll start my first 5 minutes, and I'll do or so generally it's been just my daily devotional over the last couple of years. So
Okay.
I'll read that. I'll kind of think about however it pertains to me, pray a little bit, meditate a little bit, and then good to go. But now, man, it's read the devotional, make the bed, brush the teeth. As I'm brushing the teeth, there's a lot of positive self-talk.
Yeah.
I have a real good friend who studies brains, and one of the last few times that we hung out, she was just talking about kind of like the brain's ability to molecularly control and change yourself every day, right?
Yeah.
It's the driver up there. So the more you can give it positive self-talk, affirmations,
Right.
it just has a complete, chemical change on the brain, and that changes everything else. So, so it's brush my teeth, get some positive affirmations in, and then I'll go back to sit down and read my 10 pages, and then go from there.
Nice, nice. Yeah, man, that positivity is so important. I try to do my gratitude minutes when I'm brushing my teeth. Just sit there and just like, man, I'm just so grateful for like whatever this, just to have this house, like have my family here, everybody be safe, to go be able to teach jujitsu this morning. Just be positive, man. And you're still rocking the rubber bands,
Still
man.
got the bands, baby.
Hell yeah, dude. That's awesome. I don't think we talked about that last time we were on. I listened to your conversation with Bricker, and you talked about that. I was like, damn, man, I should have asked him about those, man. But so what do you change what's written on those?
I do. So the rubber bands are kind of like my walking, talking vision board, or not talking, obviously, but walking vision board.
Yeah.
So I take the main three things that I'm working on at the time, or that are like my driving forces.
Yeah.
I write them down, and then I'm a Christian. I'm a spiritual dude.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of Bible verses that have impacted me over the last few years.
Yeah.
So generally, whatever Bible verse is particularly speaking to me at the time in
Okay.
regard to that mission or that goal, I'll write that down too. So, for example, you know, my favorite Bible verse is Psalms 37:4, which is delight thyself in the Lord, and He'll give you the desires of your heart.
Okay.
And I love that because like it sets the expectation that like invest yourself in God, in that higher power, in that that driving force,
Yeah.
um, and it aligns you with what your purpose is and what your path is. Like the spiritual component is so big. Like
Yeah.
a lot of people are out, myself included, at a younger age, just out navigating, trying to do my own thing. But once you get in touch with whatever higher power you believe in, and you start to feel that inside of you and open up to it, that's when you can really start to, like, at least for me, that's when I've been able to like really dive into my purpose and how I can impact others and serve others. So
Yeah.
so I've always liked that one. And so my big mission with serving others and with fulfilling my purpose is my brand that I started. So the last time I was here, Acosta Fitness has been my big channel the last 5 years. I've been building
Right.
that.
Right.
And the goal was to get to 20,000 followers and then start to launch another brand. So Acosta Fitness is really only relevant to, well, not only relevant, but highly relevant to athletes and high-level operators.
Yeah.
But my true passion lies in just the average Joe, average Jane, just
Yeah.
trying to
Just
be
general
healthy.
population.
Yeah, yep. I come from, my family lineage isn't the healthiest. A lot of my good friends fall into that classification, and so I want to have a brand that speaks to that, in addition to the athletes.
Yeah.
So I've started a brand called keGri,
Okay.
short for keep grinding.
Okay.
And that's kind of that's my vision at this point for how I can best
Nice.
fulfill
Yeah.
my purpose here and God's path for me, God's calling for me. So I wrote down Psalms 37:4. I wrote down, keGri will be the number one brand in the world. And then I set a little monetary goal for myself on there too.
Yeah, bro. It all matters, man.
Yeah, it all
Dude, you
does.
can help more people with money than when you're broke.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Dude, I don't like when people make you feel bad for wanting money.
Yeah, dude. And I was kind of raised with the mentality of I don't need money. Like
Yeah, right?
I'm happy without money. I've got everything I need. And it's like, cool. I still have that mentality, but now I want a shit ton of money in addition to that. So that
Yeah.
it's like you said, to help people.
Dude,
'Cause
you can do
can't,
so
can't
much
help.
more good with
I mean,
it.
you can help people without money, but man, when you start cutting checks, that's
Yeah, dude. Like, I think about, I can't remember how long ago it was, but one time I heard like Rogan will just leave like $100 bills when he like goes and gets coffee or something. Like, put a $100 bill in the tip jar and like won't say shit, just leaves. And it's like he's like, that's a love bomb. Like, I would love to.
God, I love that,
How dope
dude.
would that be, dude? Just to like make someone's whole day. Like, who gives a shit about however many hundreds of dollars you give somebody? You know what I mean? Like, I
Yeah.
really don't care about money, but I do enjoy like what it can do, and I want all of it.
Right, no doubt, man.
Like, I want the fucking money.
Yeah, man, and especially like I worked in the service industry for a lot of years, man. Did Domino's Pizza for a lot of years. So like, dude, just knowing how much of an impact money can make in
Yeah.
someone's day and someone's lives,
Yeah,
So
yeah. Well, your brand's gone through an evolution, right? Because I think last time we spoke, it was grind and fitness.
oh, that's right, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro, you've seen the evolution of it. Yeah, no
Yeah.
doubt, man, no doubt. So it started as Grind and Fitness. Last summer, I was sitting around and I was like, man, it's too mom and pop of a name to grow big. So
Yeah.
like, I was like, man, if I'm gonna have something bigger, I gotta grow it. I gotta have a better name. It's Nike, Adidas, Puma, First Form, like all these like
Yeah.
very short,
It's like two
concise,
syllables.
like Grind and Fitness. Like, all right, I love the name, but so then it changed to Grifey, but like Grind it like took the first few letters.
Right.
But that domain name was taken,
Mm.
and the IG channel, IG handle was taken.
Okay.
So thought a little bit more, came up with keGri. Sure enough, man.
Yeah.
Domain name was available. Got the IG handle, keGri official.
Yeah,
So
keGri.
dude.
Yeah, dude. It's two syllables. It's that two syllable.
Yeah,
Key.
no doubt, no doubt, man. And I wish I had one of the keGri. So this is like the very Model 1 keGri shirt.
Walk the
Walk the
talk.
talk. Yep.
Yep.
I wish I had the actual keGri shirt on, because the idea is whenever someone wants to know something right now, where do they go? They go to Google for
Yeah.
the most part, right? So that G is very iconic. So when I talked to the guy that I'm building the brand, my business partner, I was like, all right, we need like the next iconic G, right? We want to be the fitness G. Whenever someone wants to know something
The
fitness
fitness
lifestyle,
G.
we want to be the fitness G, right?
I love it.
So and sure enough, man, he nailed it. The dude, like he came up with the perfect perfect graphic for us. It's you know, it's a shield kind of crest with an arrow to kind of make that G.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna be cool, man. We got more walk the talk stuff coming out this year, and then in year two. And I'll just kind of paint the picture too, man.
Yeah,
So
dude.
like, so with the first, so we talked about the rubber bands, right? That started with a vision board. So I had a vision board first. Then once I was really aligned with, you know, kind of everything, I wanted more constant daily reminders and to stay, you know, to really stay connected with that vision. So I started the rubber bands.
Okay.
So with the walk the talk t-shirts, I'm taking people through that first phase one, that identifying what your why is or what your vision board is. So with each t-shirt, you get a why. I call it my why card.
Oh.
So the front of the card explains what it means to walk the talk, like what that culture means. Don't just talk about it, be about it, help others, like all, you know, it's got a whole thing. And on the back of it, it says, what's your why? And it's your first opportunity to like, or people's first opportunity to like really sit down. All right, why am I doing this? You know, and most people start surface level, like, you know, weight loss is a big one, you know, lose 5 pounds, lose 10
Right.
pounds. And as I, you know, with the evolution of the brand, I hope to like help people identify, like, you know, that's not your why. Like, why do you want to lose 5 pounds?
Right. Like, what's
What
the
does
real?
what does that feel like for you? What does
Right.
that feel like for your kids? What does that feel like for your husband or wife? Like, paint the full picture. Like, you know, scratch below the surface.
Right.
So, so with the walk the talk stuff, they'll get a why card. They'll start to get into that. They'll start to get comfortable with, you know, figuring out their goal, writing that down. And then in year two, I'll launch the next leg of the brand, which will be Keep Grinding. So all the apparel will say Keep Grinding instead of Walk the Talk.
Okay.
And with that, with each order that goes out, a rubber band's going to go out also.
Oh, dope.
So I'm just going to introduce people to kind of like the idea of, all right, now that you know,
Yeah.
surround yourself with it. Every action has an implication. So when
Yeah.
you're going through your day, if you're reminded, oh, I'm trying, you know, preseason's coming up, I'm trying to be Defender of the Year, I'm a lot more likely to drink my water instead of a soda at, you know, at dinner. Like
Yeah.
little tiny habits like that,
Yeah,
right?
man. Those things add up. So, are you gonna just print your own custom things on the rubber bands, or are you also going to allow people to like order custom rubber bands from you?
Honestly, so my move is I got a Sharpie and I write it down every week on Mondays. Every Monday, even if it's the same goal I'm working toward, I'll
Yeah.
just rewrite it on
So
a
you're just
rubber
gonna send
band.
them blank rubber
It's a
bands,
blank
let
rubber
them write
band.
it on there?
Yep,
Oh, okay. That's,
yep.
that's a good move.
Yeah, might even do a deal with Sharpie or something. Get a Sharpie out to him with the rubber band.
Yeah, Sharpie. Let's make it happen.
Holla.
Yeah, let's partner up. Dude, that's dope, man. Like that's definitely some very like actionable things. And I think just having the like the tangible like reminders, so like just a little like just like you said, you look down and you just get just a little cue just to say, oh man, like yeah, man, like this is why I'm doing this. That's so important, like just to have just these little subtle reminders around you.
Yeah, and it wires the brain. You know, Ed Milet talks about the reticular activating system a lot in his
Yeah,
podcast,
yeah,
and it's just the brain's ability to recognize certain things in certain environments, right?
right.
And so especially like as you know, I've got two soccer goals and a fitness and my brand goal. Or I'm sorry, no, I got my brand right now. I got my brand goal, a first form goal because I'm trying to be first form's next sponsored athlete, and then a soccer goal. And so the more that I think about that and my brain works on it, it'll start to recognize different avenues or different people that can connect me to that or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So
Dude, that's dope. And it's obviously working. I mean, you're here right now because of First Form, right? I mean, I
yeah,
think last time we spoke, and maybe we were talking about First Form like off camera some, but yeah, I remember it was like, yeah, man, um, like we were talking about how like awesome their fucking brand was and all the things that they're doing and like how cool it would be to like partner with them in like an athlete capacity. And here you are, a little over a year later, and you won a trip right here. Then you won a trip here.
yeah.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, man. So they've been doing the athlete search. This is the second time I've been in the athlete search. I was in 2018.
Right.
I think we might have kind of talked about that part of it, but I wasn't accepted then, and it was funny, man, because I was like heartbroken at the time, and I was like almost soured. I was like, man, like what? Like
They don't take
not
anybody
even
first
consider.
time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I've learned that since then.
They
But
make
I've
everybody
also
work.
learned like looking back, it's like shit, man. I didn't have anything in place that I have now. Like
Right.
I wasn't any like now I have a lot more things in place, and I mean, hopefully now is my time. But if not, like, man, I'll have even more in place in 2 years, and then even more in place in 2 years
Right.
after that. Like, look what I've built since then. But yeah, man. So they're doing the athlete search, and they were going to announce the athlete initially earlier this summer, but then with COVID and everything,
Right.
it wasn't the right time. So instead, they announced, all right, well, we're just gonna have 2 athletes and
Right.
then 10 brand ambassadors. So they're
Right.
trying to grow that side of their network. And so 3 or 4 weeks ago, they announced that within the athlete search, they were going to do a competition to find 5 of their favorite, bring them in, show them the new headquarters,
Yeah.
run them through a whole athlete weekend. It's like, bro, the experience was incredible.
All first class.
Oh, dude, so first class. Everything, all the little details, man,
Yeah,
detail
man.
oriented. So yeah, man. So I was selected for that, and so they flew me out, and it was me, another guy, and then 4 women. And so we spent the last 2 days touring the headquarters, working out in the gym,
Yeah. Just hanging out with the crew.
networking.
Yeah.
Yeah, they filmed a bunch of content for us, pictures and videos for our Instagram channels, which is,
Nice. That's so invaluable, dude.
dude, yeah.
Oh my gosh! Like whenever, so I was working, like I said, I was telling you, I had a producer for a little bit. I was working with Rick Dilly, and he has a company called Convergence Media. And dude, it was just so nice to have somebody there to like fucking take pictures of me and like handle all the video. It's just, it
100%,
makes you feel
man.
like a rock star.
It really does.
It's some cool shit, man. But it's just so nice just to have that content just to share, man.
Yeah.
Tell that story.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's like you said, dude. I do all my own photos and videos for my social media pages.
Yeah.
Now my business partner with keGri, that's like one of the biggest strengths he brings is he's a videographer.
Oh, nice.
So he's taking care of all this like pictures and videos for that side of it. But I'm still running Acosta Fitness and still doing all that. So it's like you said, man, just to have someone just snap in there, so I don't got to go set up my phone, make sure it's the right angle, take a picture, check it, make sure it's
Yeah.
good, run
Yeah.
back behind it, take another one just in case, fix the lighting, whatever. Like a 10 minute, it's a 10-minute ordeal to
Dude,
take
it's
two
such an
pictures.
ordeal. And when you're trying to get composition and lighting and just all of these things, it's just so much nicer to have somebody else there. And yeah, I mean, I was talking to somebody and they're like, man, one of the best things you can do for your business, like, or if you're going to hire somebody, the first thing you should do is just hire a videographer or somebody to handle your content piece because it's
I
so
agree with that now.
it's so
Yeah.
invaluable in
Yep.
today's, like climate. If you're going to invest in your business or if you're going to start hiring somebody, if you really want to grow whatever brand it is, hire a videographer.
Yep.
Yeah, man, that'll be game changing.
And dude, just the creativity that they bring to it. So like my
Yeah.
buddy, and then I've been working with the First Form guys all weekend, and dude, they see angles you don't. They know like lighting angles you don't, and like especially around First Form, like the guys have been taking pictures for 6 weeks there. So when they were like, yeah, we want this kind of photo, or I was like, hey, can we try this kind of thing? It was like literally done in like 15 seconds. Like, oh yeah, we'll go over here. This will be the best spot for it. Let's go here, and it's like. Dude,
Yeah, dude,
it's
they know the
so
lighting,
awesome,
they know
man.
what aperture they need. I've learned so much about photography. It's a fucking crazy world, dude.
It is, man. Living in the future, dude.
Yeah, man. I'm a little bit of a gearhead. Like I like to have just stuff. I guess for lack of a better term, dude. Like I just love all the toys, man. And like there's a lot of toys when it comes to photography and videography, dude.
Yeah, dude. Those things get expensive quick. My buddy just got a drone
Did he?
for keGri, so I'm
Oh,
pretty excited about
yeah.
that.
You guys are making some really nice content with
Dude,
that.
it's man, it's insane. We've done 2 shoots with it. I went up when he first got it, and it was funny, man. He was like kind of learning the ropes a little bit, and it took us about 3 or 4 days to like really capture everything we wanted to. And I went back, or he went through and edited it, and he did some more practicing with it. And then I went back about 4 weeks later, and dude, just all kind. I've been doing ladder drills for the last like 4 years on Instagram,
Yeah.
and they've all been just facing it, whatever. And so now I've got ladder drills where the drone is hovering above, so you can see it from above.
Next
I've got
level.
one that follows me from behind, so you can see it. Literally follows me on the side, like full 360 as I'm
Yes.
doing these runs.
Dude,
It's
it's
like.
so cool, dude.
Dude, these drones are freaking, and it's like, and his nice camera is something like 16 megapixels, and the drone is like 48 megapixels.
Dude, they're next level,
like,
bro. Dude, I was in San Diego and I was on the beach and I was just doing some body weight movement stuff, kind of like some animal flow stuff. And we had the drone going, dude, and it was just circling me. You got the ocean and all that. Dude, it's just. You just create just some of the coolest shit with those drones. Every time I watch like TV or a movie or something, I'm just like they used a drone for that, but like when we were kids, they used to use like helicopters.
Right? No shit,
I'm
dude.
just like, what world are we living in? This is so crazy, man. It's pretty cool the shit that you can do with drones these days, dude.
Yeah.
For sure. And how sick is that HQ, bro?
Dude, ridiculous, man. I've seen pictures. but pictures and videos don't even do it justice,
Don't do it
man.
justice,
Yeah,
dude. You
it's
get the energy
the
when you get in there.
dude. I mean, it's a state of the art facility in itself, so everything's brand new. And then when you find out that it's the guys on the team that made all the decisions for where the light fixtures went, what kind of chair pattern, what kind of
Yeah,
designs went
what's
on the
on the
chairs,
walls?
where how the tiles are, yeah, what's on the walls, what kind of plants. Like they didn't hire an outside agency to do that. It was Sal and Andy and the guys in HQ.
Right.
So you find that out, it's like, oh, it's even cooler because it's a fucking sick facility.
Yeah.
And then you start seeing the energy of it and the community of it and the culture and everything that they tout on, Andy's podcast and the website and their social media channels about, the greatest, self accountability for the greater good. It's evident in there.
Yeah.
I was telling you before we got on camera, but one of the most impactful moments of the weekend for me was, I was in the bathroom, took a piss, went over to wash my hands afterwards, and as I'm washing my hands, I see two other guys that work in the headquarters, and they got done washing their hands, and they both grabbed towels down, and they're wiping down the handles on the sink, wiping down the sink, wiping down the water marks from around the sink, drying out the sink. One of the guys, there was like a couple water drops on the ground from where water had fallen off his hands. He wiped down the water marks on the ground.
Yeah.
Everyone's just, self accountability for the greater good, man. And everyone knows, like, man, this is our space, this is our home, this is our locker room,
Yeah, dude.
and they keep it clean, man. But
You gotta take care of it.
dude, and you don't find that. Like, I've worked service industry, I've been on how many teams now? Like, I've been everywhere, and it's like I feel like I'm crazy, half the time. It's like I'm very detail oriented, and I'm very,
Yeah, yeah. That's something I've struggled with, dude, because like I pay attention to a lot of details. There's not a lot of shit that I miss, but there's a lot of stuff I won't say. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll see something, I just won't say it. And I feel like it's almost created like this habit of just like letting shit
of
go.
acceptance. Yeah,
Yeah, because it's like I'll see something and it'll grind my gears for sure, or it'll but I'm just like it's not that big of a deal, like because they don't care, so like why should I care that they care?
right.
And it's like but that creates its own bad habit, right? Because then that creates this whole pattern in life to where it's just like you're just dealing with mediocre people all the time, and it's like you would like for them to come up to your standard, but I don't know. It's just like this weird balance, but I just feel like I've almost developed like a bad habit by letting too much shit go.
No doubt, dude. I literally had this exact conversation with one of the guys at First Form yesterday. We stood outside of Andy Frisella's office and just looked over the whole facility, and it was like, man, like this was created because a guy holds the line, like
Yeah.
sets the standard and then holds the line, and that's what the guy that I was talking to, his name is Kyle Lawler, and Kyle was telling me, he's like, look, man, like in the weight room, for example, if you got to re-rack your weights, right? Most people in a gym, weights aren't re-racked, whatever. Not only do you got to re-rack and wipe down your machines in the First Form gym, but each plate
Has to be lined
has
up.
to be lined up exactly perfect,
So the
so
logo.
that the logo is on the top, the numbers on the bottom.
You lose your privilege if you don't.
You don't, and people have done it a couple
They've
times,
lost their
and from what I
privileges.
heard, he holds the line. It's like even if it's just a little bit off, he holds that line, and because he holds that line, everybody else around him holds that line,
Yes.
and it's expected at that point. And I mean, clearly that's the result of it, right? Like
Yeah.
a guy's taking a company that made $0 to now they're worth how many hundreds of millions of dollars, and
Yeah.
it's because he has a hard expectation, and which is, I mean, we're all capable of it, and he just holds the line at it. So
But like it matters, right? Like it's so important. Like the little things do matter. And dude, who cares if you piss somebody off when you hold the line? Because I think about like the coach. Like you can hate me now, but you'll love me later.
right,
Type, right?
100%. Yep.
Like the best coaches I've ever had in life. Like I used to. I can't tell you how many times I cussed them out under my breath as they're like making me run.
Yep.
Put it through conditioning or some shit. I'm like, why don't you come do this, motherfucker? But dude, it does matter, man. So I told you beforehand, like I've been teaching 6 a.m. jujitsu, and I'm a chill guy for the most part, but people have been coming like showing up late. I'm like, we start at 6:05. People get there like 6:10, 6:15. Like I kind of let it slide. I finally said, fuck it, no more. Like dude showed up at 6:10. I'm like, you can't train today. Like I'm not gonna let you do it. Like, and then I let everybody know, like, listen, if you can't get here on time, then you can either sit on the wall or you can go home. Because I'm not gonna sit here and like show up on time. Like I do this, I don't get paid to teach that class. Like I do it because I really enjoy it.
Really?
Yeah,
Damn, I
yeah,
didn't know
dude.
that.
Like I make some money here and there, like doing privates or something. But like I don't make a regular paycheck teaching at 6 a.m. I just started doing it because when COVID came, like COVID shut everything down for probably like 2 months around here. We've been pretty fortunate compared to probably like the rest of the country.
Arizona,
Is
we've
it
been getting, yeah,
pretty bad
bro.
over there? Yeah. That's a whole nother conversation,
Bro,
I'm
yeah.
sure, dude. So at least here we've been fairly fortunate. The gym was shut down for probably like, I don't know, 2 months, but I probably only took like 4 weeks off. I was like, me and my buddies were training in a basement somewhere. And then
Nice.
we got back, so I started like teaching the 6 a.m. jiu-jitsu class. And it's probably been 4.5, going on 5 months I've been doing this. But like, I don't get paid for this. I do it because like I love jiu-jitsu. I want to get better. I like seeing you guys get better. I am working towards my black belt. Like it's kind of a part of the process, I feel. But it's like, man, you guys need to fucking have respect for like this art, for what I'm doing, for like everything, and you guys are showing up late. And I, 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 I think I probably held off doing that just because, again, like I said, I just let shit go. But then I was like, nope, no more, no more. And it's been a good response, but it's like, man, to that point, like you have to hold the line. And if you may hate me now, but you'll love me later,
Right.
for real, dude. It's just so important. It's so important. Um, Damn, dude. So you when we last spoke, you were like on, what was it, St. Louis Ambush? Is that the team,
Yep.
right? And
Yep.
then we were thinking that you were probably going to come back for a second season, right? And then you went to Florida.
Yeah.
So
So, well, I came back for a second season. Damn, I don't remember what part of the year we talked in, man. But so my first year here, I
was
had
it your second season we talked?
2018. Man, I honestly, I think it was, man, I can't remember when it was.
Oh, good. Either
But I
way,
played for 2 seasons,
yeah.
and then I went to
And
Florida
then you
after
went to
that.
Florida, right?
Yeah.
For the next, were you in Florida for a whole season?
Yeah, well, we got cut short because of COVID, but
Right.
yeah, I went out this past year, and I was
Yeah.
there. We reported last October, and then we got, you know, housing and everything got affected in February, March. So yeah, dude, I was out there for a solid 5 months, 5, 6 months this
Yeah.
past year, and Florida might be my new favorite place during the winter time. We'll
Really?
see. I gotta give it another try, but we'll see.
Dang, dude, you're just all over the place with soccer. Soccer took you to, like, has taken you so many cool places.
Lakeland's my 14th city that I've like lived in.
That's crazy, dude. I
Yeah,
have a buddy who he lived in Lakeland.
really.
Yeah, he lives in I think he's down in St. Petersburg now,
Okay.
somewhere in that area. Maybe Clearwater. He's in Clearwater. Yeah, my sister lives in St. Petersburg. He lives in Clearwater. I think he was living in Lakeland. They like it down there.
Clearwater's nice, man. We went down. It was funny. Funny enough, we spent Christmas on Clearwater Beach.
Did you?
Yeah,
It's
it
a
was
nice
awesome.
beach, man.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, dude. I think Hulk Hogan has isn't there a Hulk Hogan restaurant down there, I think?
Dang,
I
I'm
think
gonna have to
so.
check it out this year when I go back. I hadn't heard about that.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Because, like, like when you're going to the beach and, like, was it like, I mean, you go over that bridge and, like, there's, like, that roundabout there. And then if you go, I don't know, if you, like, go right down that, I don't know the direction that would be. Maybe that's north. I don't know. Like,
We'll call it north.
like it fucking matters. But you go, like, right off the roundabout. And then, yeah, I think it's, like, up on the right hand side. They have, like, a statue of Hulk Hogan outside of it. It wasn't open whenever I went down there, though. I think they was, like, still opening it.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I'll let you know.
You haven't seen the Hulkster around, have you?
No, unfortunately, man. I would love to.
Dude.
Get in here, brother. I'll give you a big old hug, man.
Dude, fuck yeah. I haven't signed my fanny pack. He's one of the original fanny pack OGs, dude.
He is, dude. I didn't even think about that. Now I can just see him with that fanny pack, though, man. What
Yeah,
do you have
dude.
in that fanny pack?
Yeah,
Did he
dude.
carry important things in that fanny pack? Was that like part of his character?
I don't know. I think he's just an old school guy who just wears a fanny pack. Those old bodybuilder dudes wear fanny packs because they got to keep their roids somewhere, dude. Whatever you gotta do, man. But Florida's a cool spot, man. So that's cool, dude. But you've been back in Arizona for how many months now?
I went back in February. So, but yeah, man, Florida was awesome. It was a really cool experience.
Yeah.
So when I moved to the ambush, it was kind of a similar thing. The ambush was doing a complete overhaul. So they brought in a new coach,
Yeah.
some new players, and they were, it was an up and coming program and building. And to their credit, they continued to build, and they're in a really good place. It'll be fun to watch them this season.
Yeah.
They made a couple big pickups during this off season. But so my contract came up, and Florida reached out, and they were about to do the same thing. So they had a really bad season before.
Mm.
They were, the worst team in the league. And so the owner came in and said, all right, we're going to increase player budget. We're going to, bring in some new talent. And sure enough, they brought in 11, I think it was 11 free agents, me and 10 other guys.
Oh, nice. And you guys
And
crushed it.
dude, we crushed it. I mean, we had a super long undefeated streak, and yeah, when they canceled the season, we were at the top of the Eastern Division, and we would have one more game, and we would have locked it down for sure. So
Dang.
dude, it was super heartbreaking because like this is like the season that all of us grind for, right? Like
Yeah,
that championship season,
dude.
and like that, like it was the dream, man. The dream chemistry, like egos had been pushed aside, like the collective, like we were all there for the collective good. So dude, training sessions every day were incredible. Like, dude, like most teams, like you might like get like 1, 2 good days of training because certain guys are keyed in on certain days.
Yeah.
Certain veterans only show up certain days, and like,
Oh,
the
really?
the rookies are in a mood certain days. So you got this weird like chemistry between levels. It depends on who played last week and who didn't play.
Yeah.
But with with the tropics this season, none of that, man. It was everyone was there each day to work and make themselves better, make everyone around them better.
Everybody's trying to win.
Yep, yep, and it showed, man. The chemistry on the field was incredible. The results spoke for themselves. So it was really, really, really special. I'm excited to get back for year 2. I got another year on my contract, so I'm excited to get back out there and get back to work and see what we can do in year 2.
Dang, man. Yeah, dude. That's definitely like whenever you get all of, like the camaraderie of a team, and when you get everybody together and just like everybody's gelling and like just that energy of just a singular focus. There's nothing like that. There's nothing like that at all, dude.
There's not, man. Like I can like if imagine like being in your flow state. Like most people are like, what's that like? It's like, well, imagine being in your flow state. It's like whenever you feel like the happiest and you're like in your zone. Like now imagine that like collectively at work. Like everyone's in their flow state all
Oh,
at
dude.
once, and then all of a sudden you're just in this team flow state, and it's like it's magical.
Dude, flow
It's good
state's my
energy.
favorite drug.
No
It
doubt.
is my absolute favorite drug.
No doubt, dude.
Dude, there's nothing better than when it's like everything's clicking. You're not judging anything. You're just doing. Like you're just everything just works, man. And then like whenever you finally come out of flow state, it's like the best feeling. It's like holy shit, that was so awesome, dude.
What a trip that was.
Dude, it's a good time, man. It's a real good time. But you were splitting some time in Denver, right?
Yeah, so last off season I was in Denver.
Did that off season training in Denver? Did you notice a big difference with your cardio?
Huge difference.
Yeah.
Man, like long endurance cardio has never been my specialty. And especially over the last couple of years, speed, strength, and agility has kind of become my specialty.
Yeah.
And with it's give and take. So with that, you see a little bit of a fall off on the endurance side. But man, this year going into it, the first fitness test that we did a beep test like 2 days in, and I mean, I destroyed it.
Yeah.
And yeah, made it to. I mean, it was me and one other dude running, and I don't even remember what level we made it to, but I just remember thinking in that moment, it was like, oh yeah, baby, all that elevation training, all that sucking wind running, running that elevation, because
Yeah,
dude, it's
man.
no joke, man. Like it'll tax the body real hard.
Dude, it's super. They say the best benefit is whenever you train at elevation and then you recover at sea level. I don't know why.
Interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
I don't know why that is.
Osmotic pressure, blood pressure of some sort, I'm sure.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just because I mean, all of the gains are made when you're sleeping, like during recovery. I mean, we create all the trauma and the tears in the muscles and different things like whenever we're actually training, but when we actually start repairing and making all the gains, whether that's physically or just like mentally and learning, like that's whenever like when you're sleeping is when all that happens. So I don't know if maybe it's just because whenever you're at like sea level, you have that oxygen and it can help with the repair better. I don't know what that would be, but supposedly it's like you train at elevation and you recover at sea level.
Interesting. I wonder how you can do that. Like, how can you simulate that? How would they even know that, right? Like, because if you train at elevation, what do they do? Like, drive out of elevate? I don't know. I don't know how they test it, but
I don't know. I think some people maybe like I know in fighting specifically, there was definitely a time where there were a lot of guys who would go up to like Big Bear Mountain in California, and I don't know if maybe some people would just like drive up to the mountain and train during the day, and then go whatever city is maybe at the base of the mountain. Like I don't know how they would actually, who would actually take the time to like do the driving, but supposedly that's what it is. I don't know, man.
Cool.
But
I
either
believe
way,
it.
you fucking got some good gains from it, right?
Yeah, no doubt, man. And still, I'd love to go back. I'm getting ready to make a move back to Colorado.
It's good energy out there.
Dude, it is my favorite place, geographically, culturally, weather-wise.
Yeah,
Um,
300 plus days of sunshine a year.
dude, it's incredible.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, so yeah, I'm super excited. I don't think we talked about this before the podcast, but actually, my business partner out there, he and his wife just bought a house, and part of their vision with buying a house was to have somewhere that we could film a bunch of content. And
Yeah.
so, sure enough, man, like
Little studio.
they found about 3 weeks ago the first house they went into was like perfect for them and their kid, and potentially future kids.
Yeah.
And then, sure enough, man, it has this entire finished basement that like part of it is like built for like filming. Like we're gonna throw a keGri logo up. We're gonna film all our exercises down there and a bunch of stuff. And then in the backyard, he's got this whole huge, beautiful backyard, which is cool because he's got a golden retriever
Oh, nice.
who's never had a backyard before. So the dog's gonna love it. He's a
Oh,
big
yeah.
ball of energy. I'm so excited for him. And then on the side of the house, there's just by chance there's this 10-yard by 5-yard stretch of turf, and so a lot of the videos that I make are footwork drills, ladder drills, plyo drills, and ball mastery drills for soccer. And this is like literally the perfect turf for it.
Oh, dude, if that's not the universe.
Right. That's what I'm saying, man. It's like, all right, I think we're on the right path here.
Dude, that's so crazy how that works, man. Like if you just focus your energy and intention on something, it man, it usually works out. You know what I mean? Maybe not like right when you want it to happen, but if you're just persistent, like it will work out.
Yeah,
That's so crazy how that works, dude.
it is.
Dang. So who's your business partner?
His name's Andy Nessen.
Okay, is he also a soccer player?
Not a soccer player, and it's funny, man. On paper, we're almost opposites.
That probably works out better.
It does. It does, man. We met in college. He was my dude. So I went to school in Iowa, and just before my senior year, there was a massive flood in Iowa. Great flood of 2008, whatever it was, and my house got flooded out, and where he was living got flooded out, and so we both needed a place to live. Didn't really like, kind of knew who each other were, but didn't really know each other that well.
Yeah, yeah.
And a mutual friend had just by chance had 2 bedrooms open up in her house, and so we ended up moving in together. The first night that we're all in the same house, I'm in preseason for soccer. He's a big partier. First night I'm in there, man. They're having a party. This is one of our favorite stories, man. And sure enough, man, I got to be up at 5 a.m. for preseason, and so I'm trying not to step on their toes. I'm like, no, you guys, I'm a deep sleeper, so you guys have your fun. I don't want to ruin your party, like whatever, And it was all good until about 2:30 in the morning, and I'm laying in there, and all of a sudden I just hear my door open, and then I hear it close, and it like woke me out of my sleep, and I'm like, all right, someone just like probably thought, whatever, see if anyone's in there. They saw I was in here and they closed it. Cool. Kind of like start to doze back off. Then about 10 seconds later, I hear water on my bed. And I jump out of bed, flip the light on, and sure enough, there's Nessen just swaying and pissing on my bed. And he turns around, and I'm like, dude. And he's like, Acosta. Throws up the peace sign, shaking his head. And I'm like, what are you doing? And he's like, and he's pretty out of it. And so I'm like, what the fuck, man?
Oh,
and he's like, kind of like smiling and nodding, whatever, walks back out walks back through, kind of like pounds me on the way out. And I was like
it's all cool.
what the fuck? So like, I'm pissed off. I'm like, honestly don't know what to do. I'm like, second guessing every decision I've made in life. I'm like, oh my God, I got to live here for the entire semester. Like, what have I done? Like,
Holy shit.
I get back the next day from I took the sheets off, ended up sleeping the rest of the night on the floor because I didn't want to get back on the mattress or whatever. I got back from training the next day, and sure enough, laundry was done, the room was clean. He had made some breakfast for me.
Okay.
At
least he apologized.
So I was like, all right, so I'll give this dude a second chance. And then sure enough, man, we just was homies from there.
Dude,
So.
well, sometimes you have to go through some like weird shit with somebody to be like really good friends.
Yep. He sent me a text 2 days ago. He's like, his wife, Dre and I were talking Should we keep the tradition of pissing on your bed the first night that we're roommates, or should we let that tradition die? Nah, let's let that one go
Let's
to
let that
rest.
one go, bro. Let's let that one go. I don't need to sleep in any piss. Holy cow, dude! Did he piss on you or just your bed?
Just the bed. It
Okay.
missed me. Luckily, I was covered at the time when I noticed it, so nothing actually got onto me. That
Dang.
might have been the breaker.
That might have
That
been the
might
deal
have been
breaker.
the straw.
We don't need any golden showers around here, buddy. Dang, that's funny though,
Yeah,
dude. That's
man.
funny, man. That's cool though, dude.
It's
Like, it still worked out.
Yeah, man, and he's got a crazy cool perspective too, man. Like I was saying, we're kind of opposites. I'm a peacekeeper, and I've seen him one punch knock out multiple dudes over nothing before, and so it's like he's like one of those like short
Yeah,
switches.
he's ready to go.
And so that was like always our balancing act for like through college. Is like, all right, he's about to whoop someone's ass. All right, I'm gonna be the peacekeeper, and we're
Yeah.
yin to yang. But man, he's like figured himself out over the last however many years since school, and went and found his biological. He was adopted,
Mm,
and so that like kind of caused a lot of
right.
mental stuff.
Yeah,
And
just like angst inside.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was like one of the reasons he had such a quick trigger. And but yeah, about a couple years ago, got in line with his biological parents and found out that his dad is Gene Banks, legendary Chicago Bulls player,
Oh,
and
really?
I think is Duke, played at Duke. So he like knows. So like when Nessen first linked up with him, Gene flew him out to the K Academy down out at Duke to just see him. And so I can't name drop, but Nessen was telling, he's like, the first night I get there and I ran into this guy and this guy and this
Yeah.
guy and this guy. I'm like, dude, I don't know any of those people, but I'm hyped for you
Yeah, like
because
that's so cool.
you know who they are, and like
Right.
um,
Isn't that interesting how like I've met so many people who have just huge followings now, and it's just so interesting how somebody can be crazy famous in a relative sense, but nobody really know who they are. You know what I'm
right,
saying? Like
right,
you can have like a million followers on Instagram, and like a lot of people know you, but like a million is not even 1%. It's like a third of a percent of the U.S. population, for example. So it's like it's so crazy how there's all these people can know you, but it doesn't necessarily mean everybody knows you.
right.
Does that make sense? It's,
Yeah,
it's
no
just so
doubt.
it just blows my mind when I think about that.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude, that's cool though, dude.
yeah,
Shit, fuck. It's funny, like you say, like you guys are kind of like a balance. It kind of made me think of like my girlfriend and I. Like I'm pretty chill and like laid back, and like she is a fucking firecracker, and she's like a protector. So if she feels like somebody's doing anybody wrong, like she'll bite your fucking head off, dude.
I love that though,
Yeah,
man.
she'll bite your head off. It's cool to have that balance, though, dude.
Yeah, no
It's cool to
doubt.
have that balance.
I mean, it's like that. It's that energy too. It goes back to that energy, man. Like I need some of that energy in my life. Like I can't,
Yeah,
with as much light, there's dark, right? We see that everywhere in the universe, and so
yeah.
like, I don't know. It injects a little bit of that other side in me.
We all have it. We all have it. I've been trying to balance it. Like, yeah, I just wrapped up another round of 75 hard, and like
Okay.
I'm doing phase one right now.
Oh, good for you, man.
And I've actually kind of like this past, I don't know, like week or so, kind of been like tapering down how much cannabis I've been smoking.
Okay.
And like so with whenever you're everything's going on full cylinder, and like when I'm not smoking a lot, like I'm not, you can become irritable, but like I just don't put up with any shit. Like I'm super confrontational when I'm like this. Like I gotta smoke weed to keep me chill.
No doubt.
Cause I'm just like, no big deal, man, no big deal, whatever, it's all good. But like when I'm not smoking, and especially whenever like I'm doing 75 hard and stuff, and like when you're operating on a high level, like I mean, it's like you almost tap into that dark energy. At least for me, I do. Like I kind of tap into that dark energy, and dude, sometimes I have no fucking chill, which
Yeah.
is kind of why like whenever I said I'm holding people to a standard, like with the 6 a.m. jujitsu, like I don't have time for your shit, dude. So it is kind of hard to find that balance sometimes.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, dude.
It's funny too. I was talking to one of the athletes about it this week because I've been doing a lot more meditating recently, and one of my meditations recently was like just kind of exploring like why what I love about soccer and why I love it, and like just kind of tapping into my why again, and
Yeah.
what I came down with this last time was I'm positivity, right? I preach love, peace, positivity,
Yeah.
all that. Soccer is like that one time for me to really get dark. It's that
Yeah.
one time for me to like really switch off that love, light, and positivity. And it's like, no, I'm here, kill, win,
Yeah.
punish, whatever it is,
Yeah.
and it's
Dude, your
like,
eye just changed. Like I could sit there, like the look in your eyes just changed even when you said that.
it's very real, man. And then it's like an alter ego you tap into almost. But man,
Yes.
I think that's one of the things like I need just psychologically, man. The brain knows we need that dark, and
We
it
really
needs that
do.
dark energy. And so like that's my body's time between workouts and preparation and studying video and in games. Like that's my body and my mind's time to go into
Yeah.
kill mode.
And I imagine you kind of have to have that, especially with like, being on defense, right? You're a defender and like one of the best defenders in the fucking league, if not the best defender in the league. Like it takes that energy to do that. Dude, I just read Kobe Bryant's book, The Mamba Mentality.
Oh, I've heard it's amazing.
Dude, it is so good. Like I'm not like a big basketball guy. I'm really not. But just to hear, not to hear, but to read, like the way he approached the game, the way he approached just everything. And just like the first half of the book is like is his process, and then like the next half of the book is he's going through all these different like matchups, whether it's like Vince Carter, Allen Iverson, or Michael Jordan, or like you name some, Dikembe Mutombo. He would like talk about all these different matchups that he had in the league, and just like to hear his mentality and just to hear like just like how physical they were and just like the little things that he would do. Like, dude, he read the refs manual, like that they had to read to become a ref. He read that so that way he could understand their job, so that way he could be better at what he did. He was like, the refs, they have to be in these certain positions depending on where the ball is on the court, so he would learn where they need to be. And inevitably there's going to be some sort of blind spot somewhere, and he would find out where the blind spots were so that way he could get away with little things. He's like, I would get away with like little travelings or like double dribbles or holding players. And it's just like the like the depth of knowledge and just the intricacy of like what he put into the sport. And like you could take that to any sport, man. It's like it's just some next level shit, man. He was like, there's this one picture in there, he's going up for this dunk, and Dikembe Mutombo is going up to block it, and Kobe has his left arm here blocking Dikembe's arm. He's like, look at my arm blocking him, and he's like, that's to let him know like I'm fucking coming. And then you look at Dikembe's, so he has his arm here, and then Dikembe's arm is like here, and he's like grabbing Kobe, pulling him down. He's like, look how Dikembe's pulling me down so slightly, and the refs can't even see it. It's just like all these little things. Like there's a thing where like Dennis Rodman was setting a pick, and his hands are here, and like he's like wrapping up Kobe's arms, but nobody can see it. It's just like all of these little things that go on within the game that you just don't understand that's there. It always just blows me away of how in depth, you can get into anything. You know what I mean? Like whether for me is I always talk about jujitsu. Like there's just so many levels to it. I can remember whenever I first learned an armbar, it's like, oh yeah, like all right, cool, I get this. Like when I was a blue belt, I'm like, yeah, I know an armbar. But like now, as I'm a brown belt approaching a black belt, I'm like, man, there's just so many little intricacies even within that one simple move that I thought I knew. And then to hear him kind of like break down his passion in his sport, it just really blew me away, dude. His mind was just so next level.
Yeah, no doubt, man. I've heard so many good things about that one. That book is on my list. And then I watched The Last Dance not too long ago. Did you watch The Last
Yes, I
Dance?
did watch
Yeah,
that.
seeing how Michael Jordan operated, and so it's kind of the same thing, man. It was
Same
like,
thing.
dude, just like so deeply ingrained in like in the game and in all the small intricacies of the game. Like,
Dude, just the intensity is just so next level. When Kobe passed away, there's all these clips going around the internet. There was one where he was I think it was like his first NBA All Star game, and Jordan was playing, and like one of Kobe's teammates was like, or what? Maybe it wasn't an All Star game. Maybe it might have been a regular season. Either way, one of his teammates were like, "Don't look him in the eyes," and Kobe's like, "Why wouldn't I look him in the eyes?" He's like, "I am that too. Like I am that same thing." Like those guys are like next level. The Last Dance when Jordan was sitting there like talking about how he played the game and how he approached the game and his intensity, and he was like getting emotional, like he was about to cry,
Yeah.
and he was just like that's just how, dude. I almost cried like watching that shit, dude. Like I'm just like, yeah, just like the intensity, dude. Like I just love that. It's just it's so rare in today's society where like mediocrity is just everywhere.
Yeah.
It blows me away. Like mediocrity is rewarded in today's society.
Yeah, no doubt, man. I mean, these what do we got? Participation trophies and
Dude, what is that shit? It's so crazy. It's so crazy. So yeah, I love to hear that you go to that dark place when like whenever you're like you're about to go bust some heads on the fucking on the field, dude.
dude, I'm excited too because like I have this consciousness to it now as well. And so as I go into a new season, like it's like I learned something new about
Yeah.
myself. And so now like it's almost like a permission to go even darker, like into that dark phase, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to take this kind of newfound perspective and just take it into this preseason, this season
Dude,
coming up.
yeah,
It's like,
you're just only gonna be getting better.
yeah, no doubt.
Dang, how many seasons you been playing now?
This will be year 8. Yeah,
Year 8.
dude, it's crazy, man. It's funny you talk about like intricacies of the sport and the game. Like as you were talking about like the little dribbles and little pulls and stuff, I started thinking about indoor soccer, and I'm like, yeah, man, like it's just like something that so many little things in the game are happening that most people don't see that are impacting how the game is going. And you're right, man. It's like the more you can learn those little things, and as a defender, like that's your life. Little pulls, little how can you knock this guy off balance? How can you keep this guy from knocking you off balance? Like
Right.
all these how can I grab him? Like if I'm like running straight up versus running with a little bend in my knees, like how does that like impact my stability? Like
Right.
in a challenge, like all these little things. So yeah, man, I love the little intricacies.
Dude, it's so crazy. Yeah, he was talking about like it's like look where my foot is here, or I didn't realize how physical those dudes play. He's like,
Yeah.
like
Dude,
those-
Last Dance for me, I was like watching, and he were like breaking down how one of the teams was like, I don't remember which team it was at the time, but they were
Pistons.
like, yeah, they were like the
the bad
fucking-
boys.
Yeah, I was
Bad
like,
boys of basketball. That's when Rodman was on that team, dude.
damn.
Yeah, there's some bad boys, dude. Those guys play hard, man.
Yeah.
Throwing bows for real.
Big bodies thrown at each other too. Man, it's crazy.
Yeah, dude. I used to like to make fun of basketball players for being kind of pussies, but to a degree they still are. But still, but man, they're putting in work, man. They're putting in work. Like I just really appreciate that intensity, dude. Like it matters. Like if you take that and you apply it to every area of your life, and you'll see the result. Like your life will change
No doubt.
immensely, dude. Dang.
Dude, that's part of the mission of my brand is like to expose those things to, not only to athletes but to like other people that are trying to relate to athletes. It's like all these little things that make an athlete a good athlete. Discipline, knowing how to motivate yourself, treatment of your body, treatment of your mind. Like that's not just for athletes, man. That's helped me in my business. That's helped me in my family life. It's helped me in my relationships and friends. Like it's literally every single element of life is impacted by these little habits and these little decisions and these little the little attention to details. And
Yeah.
so yeah, man, you're right, dude. It's more than it's having the ability to see how those skills also pertain away from athletics and away from sport and away from that.
Right. Right. Yeah, man. I mean, it all translates for sure, dude. Like you have to take care of yourself, and like you have to get yourself right, and then everything like the internal will reflect the outternal, or the outternal will reflect your internal is probably a better way to say it. Like you get yourself right, and like you pay attention to the details, and you put in the work, and then that will definitely it'll radiate to like everything in your life, dude. It's just so important. Dang, man, dude. It's about an hour.
Dang, already?
I know, dude. Yeah, dude.
These things fly, man.
I know,
Dang.
dude. I want to be respectful of your time because I know you got a whole day of stuff going on with First Form today, dude. I'm so jazzed like we're fucking able to catch up, man.
Dude, when you sent me, I got super excited when I saw your message come through. I was like, my guy. And then I was like, there's no way he's going to want to come. So we have these small windows of opportunity. I was like, there's no way he's going to want to come super early or super late. And then you were like, no, 7 a.m. I'll be there. I was like, sweet, I'll be there too. Let's
I was
go.
surprised you were, because I'm about it, bro. I'm up anyway. I'm about it. I was surprised you're. I didn't know how long you're gonna be here. I didn't know if it was just for the weekend or if maybe you're gonna like stick around for a week or something and kind of hang out or not. I was like, man, hopefully we can make this work out.
Dude, I wanted to stay in St. I love St. Louis, man. So luckily, I was able to fly in a couple days before the event started because I coached here, and since I played here, like,
Right.
so I spent a couple days just kind of reconnecting with some of the old dudes that I played with, and I got a mobile application for young athletes that's coming out in 2 weeks. It'll be in the app stores,
Oh, dope.
and
What's
so I
that
was
called?
able. It's the keGri app.
Okay, it's the keGri app.
Yep. And yeah, bro, it's official. It's we were supposed to be
Nice.
in the App Store about 3 weeks ago, but Apple declined because they said I was giving medical advice.
Hmm.
So we had to go and just clear up some terminology and some verbiage and
Yeah.
resubmit it. So we should be good in about 2 weeks. And
Dang, that's exciting.
yeah, man. So I was meeting with all my boys that I played with. They're now in the St. Louis soccer community, so they're all directors of coaching. So now my app will get there's going to start with this St. Louis base. So there's 3 clubs here. They're going to use it, and
Dude, that's
so
so exciting.
yeah. So I'm pretty excited. So it was nice to get in and talk to them for a couple days before. I wish I could spend another week here because there's probably about 100 other people I could see here while I'm here and talk some business and do some stuff with.
Yeah.
But I'll have to make another trip back in a couple weeks or something.
Dang. Dude, you're good at like inserting yourself into a community. You're really good at that. Like we were talking beforehand, like you're just full force in Florida, like meeting with the Chamber of Commerce and you're helping with the community and the kids and doing all that stuff, dude. That's so cool to see, man. Like that's definitely something that's something like I would like to get better at. Like you inspire me to be better at that for sure, dude. Like that's fucking dope.
I appreciate you saying that, man. It's a lot of the self exploration I've done over the last few years has led to the realization that your self worth is important, but what's your worth to the world and to everyone around you? Like that's almost more important, right? Like we're not here for us. We're here to create a better world, not even for our generation, like for the next generation, the
Right.
generation after that. And we're setting the stage for the future of humanity. So it's like once we step outside of ourselves and realize, all right, like I want the best version of me, but I want it because it fits into society like this, and like now I'm able to contribute to society and to my community and my culture like this. And so it's just like that's what lights me to get into the community because I'm like, well, I know what my strengths and I know what I bring to the table now, and I want to get in and like that's bring that to the community. And then I want to help other people figure out what it is they want to bring to the community and how they can help.
Yeah.
So
Dude, that's
I
dope.
appreciate you saying that.
So what? So you got the app coming out. What else is next? You got anything else? I mean, we talked about the keGri, the phase one, the phase two, and then the app. Is there anything else big on the horizon that I don't want to leave anything out? I want to make sure we touch it all.
Yeah, no, those are the two main
Those
things,
are
man. Got the apparel
dope,
line, got the
dope.
app, got the website,
That's
and
plenty.
then yeah, we'll see where it takes us from here, man. It's kind of like you said with the podcast, man. Like just commit and go. You don't always need that full plan. You just need to get in and see where it starts to take you, and
Yeah.
that's I've got enough of a plan right now, and then we'll see where it goes from there.
Yeah, dude, just figure it out as you go.
Yeah,
Dude, Rob. Well, brother, I appreciate you, man. I can't wait till we link up next time.
appreciate you,
All
brother.
right,
Much
homie.
love.
All right, everybody. Till next time.